Lesson 2, The Sound of Music Part 2. On page number 21 of Beehive, we have this exercise. So we are going to do this exercise in the form of MCQs and match the column. Let's see. Here I will show you a picture with 3 options, and then you have to choose the correct option among the 3. As you can see the pictures with 3 options. Here also, next picture with 3 options here. What you will do, you can pause the video for 2 minutes or 1 minute, do your answers and then replay it. Resume to go further. See the correct answers now. For the picture number 1, Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia, B. Picture number 2, B. Ustad Vilayat Khan. Number 3, B. M. Lalitha and M. Nandini. Ustad Zakir Hussain, A. 5 number, B. Ustad Amjad Ali Khan. 6, M. S. Gopal Krishnan. 7, Pandit Ram Narayan Ji. And 8, Ustad Bismillah Khan. We have another exercise on the same page. We are going to do this exercise in the form of match the column. So you can see a table here. Match this column with the correct answer and then check your answers. You can pause the video. The answers will go this way. A. B. Flute. B. H. Sahnai. 3. D. Sitar. 4. A. Violin. 5. G. Tabla. 6. C. Sarod. 7. E. Vichitraveena. 8. F. Sarangi. So I hope most of your answers are correct. Let's go ahead. And here goes the explanation of the chapter 2, Sound of Music, part 2, paragraph number 1. Emperor Aurangzeb. Emperor means ruler. So ruler or Emperor Aurangzeb banned. Banned means stopped. What is stopped? The playing of a musical instrument called pungi. Which instrument? Called pungi. And where did he ban it? In the royal residence. And 4 means reason. It had a shrill. Shrill means high-pitched and piercing, unpleasant sound. So this is the reason why this instrument was banned, because of shrill, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. So not only pungi, but there were many noisemakers. Noisemakers means instruments like pungi here. So all reeded. Reeded means made of reed. And then reed is a wind instrument, right? Wind instrument means an instrument that is played on a blowing wind. So generic name, common name, if there is any instrument which produced unpleasant sound, so it was called pungi. Understand? Then what happened? Few had thought. Now it was banned, pungi was banned. So what few? Few means some people. Few people thought that it would be revived. One day this instrument called pungi be revived, be studied again, be improvised. Right? So this is one thing. Then what happens after? A barber. Here comes the barber. This barber, a barber of a family of professional musicians. So this barber who belonged to a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace. And this barber had easy approach to the royal palace. Royal palace means king's palace. Decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. Now this fellow, the barber, decided to improve the tonal quality. Tonal quality means sound quality. Because that was the problem. It produced a shrill, unpleasant sound. So the tonal quality of the pungi, he decided to improve the tonal quality of pungi. Then what barber did? He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem. Hollow pipe. Right? A pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than pungi. Right? If you compare this pipe with pungi, it was longer than pungi and broader as well. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. And what else he did? 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Then when he played on it, now the instrument was ready. Then what he did? He played on it. How did he play? closing and opening some of these holes, 7 holes. Then what happened? Soft and melodious sounds were produced. When this instrument was played opening and closing some of these holes, a soft and melodious sound was produced. Right. Then he played the instrument before royalty. Now, after this experiment, where did he go? He went to the royalty and played the instrument before them. Royalty means the king. And everyone was impressed. Whosoever was there, everybody was impressed. This instrument, now see the instrument. This instrument so different from the pungi. Very different, because pungi had different structure, this had different structure, and that is why this instrument required to be given a new name. This instrument could not be called pungi because of the differences. So had to be given a new name. And now how did this instrument get its name? Let's see. As the story goes, there is a story. It is not scientific and authentic story, but people say as the story goes. And what does the story say? The story says it was first played in Shaha's chamber. Shah is another word for royalty, emperor, king. So Shaha's chamber, and was played by a nai. Where, this is very important to note. Where was it played first? Shaha's chamber. And who played it? By a nai played it. So the instrument was named like this, Shehnai. And how Shehnai? Shah from Shah, and nai means barber. So this is how the instrument got its name. Paragraph number 2, the sound of Shehnai. Let's talk about sound of Shehnai. How was it considered? Auspicious. Auspicious means prosperous, holy, pavitra. And this is the reason it is still played in temples. You must have seen Shehnai is played temples and is an indispensable. Indispensable means absolutely necessary, which cannot be separated. Indispensable instrument, component of any North Indian wedding. If you have seen North Indian wedding, Shehnai is a very important part of all these weddings. In the past means if we talk about royalty, the Shehnai was part of noble. They used to have noble or traditional ensembles of 9 instruments. They used to have traditional ensemble. Ensemble means a group of musicians of 9 instruments. So among these 9 instruments found at royal court, Shehnai was one of them. Until recently it was used in temples and weddings. What does the paragraph say? The paragraph says Shehnai was used in temples and weddings because of its auspicious sound. But if today we know Shehnai, the credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage. See, it was played in temples and weddings. It was not played on classical stage as we see other instruments are being played. So the credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to whom? Ustad Bismillah Khan. Paragraph number 3. This paragraph talks about Bismillah Khan. So as a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played gilli danda near a pond in the ancient state of Dumrao in Bihar. So pond means a small water pool. So when he was 5 years old, he would play gilli danda, where a pond, a small water pool in the ancient state. Ancient means old. The state of Dumrao in Bihar. So Bismillah Khan basically was from Bihar, and in Bihar which place? Ancient state of Dumrao. Dumrao in Bihar has historical importance, right? So he belonged to that state, old state. What else? He would regularly go to, in Dumrao what he would do? He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple. There was a temple named Bihariji temple. So Bismillah Khan visited this temple regularly. For what? To sing the Bhojpuri Chaita. Bhojpuri Chaita means Bhojpuri folk song. At the end of which, when this song was over, what would he earn? What would he get? Earn here means receive or get. A big laddu. And the weight of this laddu was 1.25 kilogram as prize given by the local Maharaja. As it was a state, so this award, this laddu, was given to him as prize by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago. If we talk today, then when he was 5 years old, he would go to Bihariji temple. When it happened? It happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has traveled far. Traveled far means covered a long distance, a long journey to earn the highest civilian award. Civilian award means an award given to civilians. So highest civilian award in India, which is that? The Bharat Ratna. So at the end, Bismillah Khan received the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. But it was not just easy to receive this award. He traveled, he covered a long journey of 80 years. Paragraph number 4. This paragraph tells us about his birth and family. So let's see. 1916, 21st March, Bismillah Khan was born, and Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians. So this is his background. Right? If today we see he is Shehnai maestro, so this could be one of the reasons that he belonged to a family, well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather Rasul Baks Khan was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. So he was a Shehnai Nawaz. Nawaz is title actually given to somebody by the court. So Bhojpur King's Court, his father Paigambar Baks and other paternal ancestors. So his father and other paternal means related to father, paternal, पिताजी की तरफ के रिश्तेदार. Ancestor means any member of one's family long ago. So paternal ancestors means the grandfather, great-grandfather were also great Shehnai players. So there was a long list of great Shehnai players in the family. Bismillah was one of them. So dear students, up to paragraph number 4 we have done, and for paragraph number 5 to 12 please refer to the part 2 of the video. And this is the time to say thank you very much for watching our channel Blackboard Virtual Classroom.